All right, let's talk about a huge shift happening right now in the world of AI. This isn't just about some new trendy tool. No, this is about a really strategic choice that people on the cutting edge are making. We're going to break down why one tech entrepreneur who sees what's happening across dozens of companies made the huge call to move from the industry giant ChatGPT over to its fast-rising rival, Claude. So let's just look at the headlines, right? It really paints a picture. On one side, you've got the titan, ChatGPT, with some pretty tough headlines. Uninstalls are spiking. There are serious questions about its financial future. You see words like desperate. But then on the other side, you've got the challenger, Claude, just rocketing to the #1 spot on the App Store, getting rave reviews. It's a classic story. The giant is feeling the pressure, and the newcomer is definitely on the rise. So what's really driving this? It's not just about what the news is saying. It's about what actually gets the job done in the real world. As tech entrepreneur Dan Martell says, he sees what's working and what isn't across all these different companies. And his big conclusion? He's switched everybody over to Claude. And that is what we're digging into today, the why behind this massive switch. All right, so first things first, what's the #1 reason for the switch? Well, it's not just about which chatbot is a little bit better today. It's about a much bigger idea, betting on the right horse for the long haul. Think about it like this. Choosing an AI isn't like picking a new app on your phone. It gets woven into the very fabric of your team's workflow, into your company's operations. You're really making a strategic bet on that company's stability, its vision, and where it's going to be in the future. And this slide, well, it really lays out the financial side of that bet in black and white. The contrast is pretty stark. On the OpenAI side, you see these massive financial commitments, a projected $14 billion loss by 2026. But on the Anthropic side, with Claude, their cash burn is dropping, and revenue has literally doubled. The big takeaway here is all about efficiency and stability. It's why, as the source points out, the people really pushing the boundaries of AI are increasingly choosing Claude. Okay, so the business case is solid, for sure. But what about the product itself? I mean, what's it actually like to have a conversation with these tools? Let's get into that. So you hear both of these models talk a big game, right? They both have these massive 1 million token context windows. But here's the key insight, and I love this quote. It's not how big it is, it's how it's used. The analogy is just perfect. You can have two 6-liter car engines, but that doesn't mean they work the same. It's all about the performance, not just the size on paper. And Claude's memory, well, it just stays sharper and more relevant. And you can really feel that performance difference in the tone. ChatGPT will often give you a very direct, sometimes kind of basic answer. Claude, on the other hand, writes like a really sharp, insightful person who's actually on your team. The end result is an output that just feels more substantial, more polished, and frankly, a whole lot smarter. Let me give you a really concrete example of what this means. So, when analyzing a bunch of investment intake forms, ChatGPT gave some surface-level insights. But Claude? Oh, it dug deep. It found these hidden correlations between revenue and pain points, and even brought up issues the team hadn't even thought to consider. It delivered, and I'm quoting here, a completely different analysis. That's not just a little better, that's a total game changer. But here's the thing, the real game changer, according to our expert, isn't even just the chat function. It's the entire integrated ecosystem that's built around it. This is what takes Claude from being just another chatbot to being a true partner in your work. So this ecosystem breaks down into 3 core parts. You've got Claude right in your Chrome browser, you have an AI agent on your computer, and you get your own personal AI developer. Let's start with the browser. Okay, first up, Claude in Chrome. The best way to think about this is like having an AI copilot that lives right inside your web browser. It sees what you're seeing, it totally understands the context of whatever web page you're on, and it's always there ready to help. And what it can do is pretty wild. It can summarize those ridiculously long email threads in a second. It can navigate a super complex website for you. Like imagine telling it to just go turn on 2-factor authentication in your Amazon account, and it just does it. It can even manage and reply to your Slack messages, or conduct research across a dozen different sites. It can even watch you work and automatically create a standard operating procedure from it. And this quote right here just says it all. Tasks that used to be a whole afternoon of boring, tedious work, yeah, that's now done in minutes, automatically. This isn't just saving a little time, this is fundamentally changing how work gets done. Okay, so the browser is one thing, but what about all the stuff that's not in your browser? You know, the files and the apps sitting on your actual computer? That's where Claude Cowork comes in. This is an AI agent that works directly on your desktop, not just in some web tab. So, with Cowork, you can have it pull data straight from your local project files, summarize the key updates, and shoot a recap over to your team on Slack. Imagine this. You can point it to a folder of all your old presentations and just tell it to create a new slide deck based on your best work. You can even put it on a schedule for all those routine tasks. It's the set it and forget it principle, but for your daily grind. And this really gets to a much bigger idea, a huge mindset shift about what AI is for. The goal here isn't just to help you do the work faster, it's to get you out of the doing part altogether. Your role changes. You become the director, guiding the AI, not the doer who's stuck executing all the tasks. Which brings us to the last piece of this puzzle. And let me just ask you a quick question. Have you ever in your entire life written a single line of code? Yeah? Well, with this next tool, it honestly doesn't matter one bit. This is Claude Code, and it's basically a tool that builds custom websites, automations, you name it, just for you. And the best part? You just describe what you want in plain English. For example, you can tell it, hey, build a landing page for my coaching business, and poof, it does it. If you don't like the design, you just say redesign it to look like Apple. This is democratizing software development for everyone from 12-year-olds to CEOs. Okay, this all sounds amazing, but I can practically hear you thinking, but wait, I've spent months training my ChatGPT. I don't want to lose all that and start over. Well, let's tackle that head on. Here's the best part. You don't have to start from scratch. The whole migration process takes like 2 minutes. It's so simple. As you can see here, Claude gives you a little pre-written prompt. You just copy it. You pop over to ChatGPT and paste it in. Then you copy whatever ChatGPT spits out, go back to Claude, paste it in the box, and click Add to Memory. That's it. You're done. All your context, all your history transferred over just like that. And hey, if you really want to see how powerful this is, here's a pro tip from our source. Connect your Gmail and your Google Docs, and then just ask Claude to create a Write Like Me skill based on your last 50 emails and 10 documents. It will learn your unique style, your voice, almost instantly. It's absolutely incredible. And that really brings us to our final thought for today. With tools like these making something as complex as building software accessible to absolutely everyone, the old limits, they're just disappearing. So the question isn't, can you build something anymore? The real question is, what will you build? If you had a whole engineering team on standby, ready to create whatever you could dream up, what would it be? That's the new world we're stepping into. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.